I'm curious about this. Why do
As much as I've loved
why do men love playing as a girl? I was just thinking about that. 1 million views. Like, listen, if you guys play a gacha game, would you roll for the male character or the female character? Or, you know, when people play Fortnite, they always pick the girl's character. And I was thinking that's probably why so many guys have female VTubers as well. Always female character. I roll for the cool characters. Depends, but props female. If it's a cute male characters, I'll probably play male in gachas, but not in the other games. Honestly, eye candy, right? Some people self-insert and some people play role. In gacha games, I think people just want to have the best view.
pretending to be an anime girl for the past 2 years, I think it's finally time that I did a face reveal. 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, it's me, Noctapus. It was always a matter of time before I got rid of that stupid VTuber avatar. I've always hated VTubers anyway.
Hey, yeah.
Good looking.
Alright, fine, this isn't actually me. This is Pinoy, my editor. But do you see how it made me feel?
I'm installing my mascot, and my new mascot is gonna move with TTS, and this VTuber was in the tutorial. I swear to God. So his mascot is not the thing on its head, but it's his VTuber. And his VTuber speaks with TTS.
Betrayed? Shocked even? I felt that exact same way when I confessed my undying love for a cat girl in Final Fantasy XIV, only for it to be a 43-year-old dude living in Nebraska. But the question is, why do men play as female characters? As an avid girl chooser myself, I've wondered this question for a long time. My main cover-up story was—
Oh, he made the program? No way. I'm trying to install it. It's so complicated, guys.
that girls have a smaller hitbox. And while that 100% is totally not cope and very true, it's not the main reason. To get to the bottom of this, I created a community poll to ask you, my subscribers who were specifically guys, one simple question. Do you prefer to play as male or female? Over 2,000 of you answered. The results were not really that surprising considering my type of audience, but over 70% of you said that you pick girls. But not only that, a ton of you wrote—
When I play Crusader Kings 3, sometimes I make a male character. And also because sometimes I play with my friend and she plays a female character, and it's just better to cross our characters over. Because the NPCs in those games is ugly and our characters are like, well, we spend a lot of time on the customization phase.
graph long answers in the replies that I 100% always definitely read. Let's start with the most obvious answer of all. Men just like seeing sexy girls when they grind out thousands of hours of gaming.
Oh my god, what is this foot clutch? Damn, it should have been me! My guy character? Oh, he's really hot. I've been playing CK3. I only played with my IRL friend. She's a friend I've had for a really long time, and she's a nerd, so that's Yuri from SF6? Oh.
And don't get me wrong, this isn't completely untrue. If Blizzard puts one of my favorite characters in a bikini, then it's my obligation as a player to give them $20 for it. For the most part, it would seem like guys just fit the overall stereotype of objectifying women, but then it falls apart for certain situations like, why would a guy pick a female character in an MMO where you start out in the ugliest clothing imaginable? Or why would someone commit to an entire playthrough just to play as a non-sexualized girl character? This isn't saying that aesthetics of things like character skins aren't important to players, but that being the only reason isn't telling the—
Wait, why doesn't he think the cat girl can be sexualized? You can sexualize anything you want with the right mind.
Story. So that would lead us to another possible answer. Girl characters just have way more clothing options. It's no secret that one of the core experiences in gaming is being able to make your character look as cool as possible. And based on the replies to the poll I mentioned earlier in the video, over 30% of you mentioned that you play girls because the clothing options just look better. This makes sense, considering that for a long time game companies were too scared to experiment with what kinds of skins belong to what character. Typically, male character outfits tend to be big and bulky, and female characters have historically been a bit more revealing and aesthetically pleasing. Lara Croft versus Nathan Drake, Cammy versus Ryu, and the most sexist case of all, Pac-Man versus Mrs. Pac-Man. If you think back to when some MMOs were first released, like Final Fantasy XIV, Blade and Soul, Black Desert Online, they all had or still have gender-locked clothing. This means that your options for outfits are split from the very moment you start playing.
Because a lot of people just, in Final Fantasy, sometimes some really cool transmog for girls, the guys can't wear it, and it's just annoying. Just annoying. Oh, we got a D raid? Hold up, let me pull up my dashboard. D, thank you so much for the raid. I hope you guys had a great stream. We're just reacting to some videos. Oh my god, hello everybody. Hello, I'm the Fox Girl. Don't listen to my chat. I hope you got an amazing stream, D. Oh my god, hi. Thank you so much for inviting me to the collab last week. It was last week. I'm not very good with puns. I hope I did alright. Not very good with puns or, you know, making other voices than my regular speaking voice, so I hope I did alright. Not gonna lie, I don't care about gender locked fashion. It's normal because male and female have different valued fashion. Yeah, but if you have a boy character, what if you want to put him in a tutu? When you play video games, there's this one thing, at first when you play video game, you want your character to look cool. But once you're past this first stage, okay, which I call the entry level stage, you get into the real gamer vibe. Then you just want your character to look as dumb as possible. And that means sometimes putting a tutu on them.
So unless I'm feeling like playing a big burly warrior, of course I'm going to pick something more aesthetically pleasing. To give game companies some credit where it's due, it's becoming more and more common now for characters to wear whatever they want. For example, in Final Fantasy XIV, they recently made it to where you can live out your dream of being a giant, manly orc in a bunny suit.
Oh my god, really? That's funny! I swear I didn't pre-watch this. I didn't know they changed it.
Line keeps getting blurred. I'd like to quote someone from my comment section. If I'm going to be staring at an ass of a character for the next 100 hours, it should at least be one I like looking at.
Oh,
and
damn,
while I
that shot!
wholeheartedly agree with this statement, there's something missing. A real nail in the coffin to put this debate to rest, you know? And
hey, yo!
I think I might have found it. A single name kept popping up while I was researching for answers. Proteus. And what do people named Proteus and girl avatars have in common? They're both usually old men, but Proteus wasn't any old man. He was a Greek god of the seas who could predict the future and transform into whatever he wanted. Okay, cool, but what does that have to do with anything? Hold on, let me explain. Let's look at a scientific phenomenon known as the Proteus Effect. This is a name given to an occurrence when a person's behavior in a virtual world transforms due to the characteristics of their avatar. The behavior changes because the person has a pre-existing knowledge or expectation of how those players online act. This might be kind of complex, so let me give an example. A toxic League of Legends player who typically plays more aggressive hypercarries gets to play a support character. This player might subconsciously start embodying more stereotypical feminine traits, like being more cooperative or empathetic with their teammates, because that's how they associate that side of the player base.
These are not feminine traits! Have you met me?
In their brain. This doesn't usually mean gameplay, by the way. This is more of a social thing. But this effect is real and has scientific evidence through it through hundreds of research papers. Some of the students at Nottingham Trent University found that men often associate positive feelings towards women avatars, such as how attractive or aesthetically pleasing they are.
What is this game?
More likely to choose female characters. Game companies already know this, which explains why you can always buy sexy outfits with microtransactions. It's not really that shocking when you think about it. I mean, what, you just expect them not to make money? Complain about it all you want, but people are still buying it. But hold on, that's not the only reason. The Proteus Effect also explains how men typically gravitate towards playing women in multiplayer games because they expect more positive social outcomes. If I play as a girl in this MMO, not only will I be more aesthetically pleasing, but players are way more willing to help me out and give me lots of gold. To back this—
Okay, but that is kind of true. Didn't they do a study and people were— no, that wasn't a study. It was either people are way meaner or way nicer, but there's like no in between. Street Fighter 6? Damn, we gotta play that game.
Point up, I found another study from the University College of London who discovered that players who use women avatars with more detailed clothing not only have more social interactions, but more positive social experiences in general. Now, I know this is kind of shocking because the mere thought of having a girl on your team is enough for any average Valorant player to have a mental breakdown.
Yeah, true.
The only thing women are good for is cooking, cleaning, and
But overall, it seems like playing multiplayer games as a more feminine avatar can lead to a less lonely gaming experience in general. But at the end of the day, these kinds of things all play a part into a bigger overall narrative. Yeah, the Proteus Effect can offer some answers, but it's not this magical solution to the question.
It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. I've had such great— I've literally, when you play MMORPG, because the whole experience is all about socializing, I grab anybody. The first person I can make friends with in MMORPG, boy or girl, it doesn't matter. Buying a RuneScape girlfriend. Keep looking, Charlie. Honestly, it really depends on the game. And gacha depends on if you like the character. Yeah, exactly. Rule of cool. Invader, Luna, and Buffils are cool. I didn't see that comment on the Mr. Beast video.
Personally, I think
True, as long as you're a Sprout, you're gonna get all the help. Dude, the Final Fantasy XIV community is just the nicest community I've ever had in my life. They're so kind.
when a person plays a game, they want to immerse themselves as much as possible. For some people, that's making their character look just like them in real life. And for others, it's being something completely different. Tons of people use games as a form of escapism. I mean, if you're a big manly dude working a grueling 8-hour shift getting yelled at by customers all day, why would anyone blame you for coming home and role-playing as a cute cat girl? Or maybe for you, it's a deeper and more complex reason, like personally identifying with the...
Yeah, they're nice until you have to play hard content. That is true. I always get flamed. Why is the black mage standing in the puddle? Why is the black mage not moving?
Character using it to express something.
You know what? It's always the healers that complain too.
You couldn't in your daily life. There are literally hundreds of reasons to answer this question. So the truth is, as unsatisfying as this might be, it's not actually something that can be directly solved. Thanks for watching. If you like this, leave a comment and tell me about what makes you like playing certain characters.
The only thing women are good for
Waifu.
is cooking, cleaning, sucking, and